Okay, we are studying the current source inverter. In inverter, we have so many lectures. In the inverter, there is the voltage source inverter, and second is the current source inverter. In the inverter, there is the single phase inverter, there is the three phase inverter, in the inverter, there is the series inverter, there is the parallel inverter. So there is so many kind of the classification of the inverters. So we have taken or we have covered. Definitely you will also go through the different inverters, the voltage source inverters, the single phase voltage source inverters and the three phase voltage source inverters. How they work, what the operating principle, what kind of the waveform. आपने इन सभी इन्वर्टर्स के बारे में स्टडी की होगी एंड हाउ द कम्यूटेशन टेक प्लेस इन द इन्वर्टर सर्किट्स. That is the voltage commutation, the current commutation, the load commutation, the pulse commutation. Okay, all kind of the commutations also they use in the inverter circuit as well as chopper circuits. So definitely we will go through these commutation also. So now I am taking the current source inverter. The current source inverter, it is very important. In so many competitive examinations this will be asked. Because most of the students in the UG courses, they study about the voltage source inverters only. That's why, they are not touch the current source inverter. They are not studying the current source. They are not well aware. They are not aware about the current source inverter. So if they are not well aware, the current source inverters or the competitive examinations, most of the examiners will ask current source inverter. So definitely you will go through the current source inverter, you will try to learn the current source inverters. So definitely it will be very helpful to you to crack the competitive examination, to simplify the questions, to attempt the competitive examination questions on the basis of the current source inverter. So the current source inverters are very important in all the point of view, the examination point of view or the knowledge point of view. The examination point of view as well as the knowledge point of view. The knowledge point of view means you will have to have some of the additional knowledge that your classmates have, though your colleagues have. If you are not knowing something in advance, something more than that, then definitely you are not you are not anywhere. You cannot in the condition to compete the competitive examinations. You want to compete the competitive examination. यदि आपको competitive examination compete करना है तो आपको आपके साथ वाले जो दूसरे friends हैं, classmates हैं, competitors हैं, उनसे कुछ न कुछ एडिशनल नॉलेज होने की जरूरत है. और ये यदि आप में नहीं है तो आप उस कॉम्पिटिटिव एग्जामिनेशन में उनसे सुपरसीड नहीं कर सकते हैं. तो आपको यदि किसी भी एग्जाम में अपने साथ वाले लोगों को सुपरसीड करना है, कॉम्पीट करना है और गेन लेना है, सक्सेस लेना है, तो डेफिनेटली आपको उनसे ज्ञान थोड़ा सा, नॉलेज थोड़ा सा ज्यादा होना चाहिए, एडिशनल होना चाहिए, एक्स्ट्रा होना चाहिए. वही नहीं होना चाहिए जो उन सब लोगों को है. तो ऐसे ही करंट सोर्स इन्वर्टर्स होता है जिसमें वैसे तो कोई करंट सोर्स होता नहीं है, लेकिन किसी भी वोल्टेज सोर्स को करंट सोर्स में कन्वर्ट किया जा सकता है. ओके, तो ये हो गया एक तो करंट सोर्स इन्वर्टर्स. दूसरी बात, बेसिकली इन्वर्टर्स में ऐसे कहा जाता है कि इन्वर्टर्स आर नॉट रिक्वायर्ड रिवर्स वोल्टेज ब्लॉकिंग कैपेबिलिटी. सो द स्विचेज आर यूज्ड इन द इन्वर्टर सर्किट्स. दे आर आरसीटी, एसिमेट्रिक एससीआर, आरसीटी, ASCR, ZTO and transistors. So these kind of the switches are generally used in inverter circuits. But where the current source inverter is concerned, they are not used. So they are used for voltage source inverters. If the current source inverters we are using, the RCT not required. We cannot use. ASCR cannot be used. GTO cannot be used. IGBT cannot be used. ZTO, ICT means we cannot use these switches. They are generally preferred for the inverters. Inverters means voltage source inverters. Why? Because basically the voltage source inverters doesn't require any reverse voltage blocking capability. But current source inverters definitely have to have the voltage blocking capability. They required. It's the essential property. That's why these switches cannot be used in a voltage source inverters. So basically the SCR, the higher voltage blocking capability switches, they are generally used for the inverter circuits, means current source inverter circuits. Okay. So the current source inverters, why they require the reverse voltage blocking capability? Because when current source inverter, there is a constant current. But when the constant current in the opposite direction, means in the positive and negative, positive, negative, positive, negative. So here the current change, not smoothly change. Current not smoothly. In current source inverters, the current is changed like this one. Current, this is in a current source inverter, this is the change in the current. This is the output current. In current source inverter, this is the output current. This is the waveform. So this is the output current. So current is not slowly change. But voltage, you will see the output voltage. So the output voltage slowly change positive and then positive to negative and then negative to positive like this. Not current, the current is the square one. But voltage. But we'll see the input voltage variation, the input side voltage variation. Because to mark a current source, we require a voltage source with a inductor. That heavy inductor means the source inductance is very large as compared to the load inductance. Or you can say their load doesn't having the inductive nature. So generally the loads are considered as a capacitive nature or capacitance commutated inverters. They are generally. Therefore, source having heavy inductance, so there is alteration of current in output. This inductor tries to maintain current as a constant. So whenever the alteration here takes place, the positive to negative, negative to positive, this inductor oppose the alteration, and due to the opposition it produces the voltage polarity like this one. When the current just change, just from positive to negative change, it's produce the polarity like this one. And due to this one, the polarity, here voltage appear, that is known as input voltage. The input voltage, not the source voltage, this is the source voltage. So here this is the input voltage. Well, appears as the negative because this voltage across the inductor is higher than the voltage across the inductor when the instant of the change in the current. will be higher than the source voltage. So the input voltage will draw on the input voltage as input voltage negative to positive. Then when the current gets changed, voltage output is slowly changed, but the input side voltage variation is like this, right? Like this, means just opposite. Due to reactance produce the voltage drop to maintain current without alteration in the magnitude. It produces higher amount of the voltage in opposite direction, and that gives the negative or here. So the input is negative. That's why we can say here the reverse voltage will appear across the switches. They are connected ahead. Here the inverter which is connected or here. So here the negative or reverse blocking is required. Reverse blocking is essentially required. Definitely it is required. So reverse blocking capability requirement is essential. So we are not using the switches, they doesn't having the reverse voltage blocking capability in the current source inverters as we are using in the voltage source inverters. वोल्टेज सोर्स इन्वर्टर्स में रिवर्स वोल्टेज ब्लॉकिंग कैपेबिलिटी की बिल्कुल जरूरत नहीं होती, तो वहां इस टाइप के स्विचेज अपन यूज करते हैं जहां पे रिवर्स वोल्टेज ब्लॉकिंग नहीं होती, और वहां अपन डायोड्स यूज करते हैं एंटी पैरेलल में। लेकिन यहाँ पे अपन करंट सोर्स इन्वर्टर्स में जो एससीआर यूज करते हैं उसकी रिवर्स वोल्टेज ब्लॉकिंग होनी चाहिए, प्लस एंटी पैरेलल डायोड्स की बिल्कुल जरूरत नहीं होती, रिएक्टिव पावर फ्लो की बिल्कुल जरूरत नहीं होती। और ये दोनों में बेसिक डिफरेंस होता है। अब अपन एक एक करके और इसको स्टडी करने की कोशिश करते हैं। वन बाय वन वी आर टेकिंग और अंडरस्टैंडिंग द वेव फॉर्म ऑन द डायग्राम ऑन सर्किट्स ऑफ current source inverter. Okay, so let's explain, try to understand the current source inverter and its working principles on circuit diagram. So the current source inverter, basically there is a voltage source, there is no any physical current source present in the nature, so there is a voltage source. To make a voltage source into the current source, a heavy inductor is connected. So this becomes this side means the whole becomes a current source. This is a current source. If this inductance is very large, the source inductance is very large as compared to load side inductance. Whatever the load side inductance, it should be very large as compared to that. Okay, then this is the circuit diagram. The circuit okay, so this is the circuit. Here we are taking the output from here, so we can connect the load over here, or we are connecting load even like this in between these two. So here we are connecting the load we are connecting on here we are connecting load. So this is the load is we are connecting in between. So how it work, what the cycles in the first half, in the second half, both are equal, and in a one half we are producing the positive output cycle of the current, in the other one half we are producing negative cycle of the output current, not the voltage, output currents, because the current source inverter. So the output we are producing, that is the current. So this is the thyristor 1, this is the thyristor 2, this is the thyristor 3, or this is the thyristor 4. Okay, this is the definitely. Okay, now we are taking the output cycles. So here, we are taking the different output cycles. The output cycle of output current, the output voltage, and the input voltage. The cycle for output current. So the output current is, for the half of the cycle, the output current is positive 1. For another half of the cycle, output current is negative 1. For another half, it is a positive 1. For another half, it is a negative 1. For another half, it is a positive 1. So this is the output cycle. The positive 1, negative 1, positive 1, negative 1. This is the cyclic representation of output. This is not the smooth variation. It's the current source, not the voltage source. You'll see in the voltage source inverter, this is the output voltage. This is the output voltage, and output current is at very like this. Smoothly current is, when the voltage is negative, current becomes negative, but it takes the time. Smooth variation in the current. So this is the current in the voltage source inverter. But in the current source inverter, this is the current variation. Voltage variation is, the output voltage is smoothly vary. It becomes the positive. Now for this half of the cycle, it becomes smoothly the negative. And the positive cycle, it smoothly becomes the positive. In the negative half of the cycle, smoothly becomes the negative. Okay, so this is the way. Here the smooth variation is not the current. Here the smooth variation is the variation in voltage. The output voltage. Smooth. Here not the smooth variation in the current. Here the smooth variation. That is the smooth variation in current, not in the voltage. But here in a current source inverter, the voltage is like this and current. What the difference between voltage source and current source? In the current source, this means the source inductance is very, very large, and in the voltage source inverter, source inductance is very, very small as compared to the load inductance. Therefore, the current variations are allowed. Okay. So this is the difference in between these two. Here, this is. What are the input voltage variations? The input voltage variation is like this. Slowly and slowly, input voltage becomes the positive. Okay. Just when the switch 1 and 2 operating, thyristor 1 and thyristor 2 is working. Thyristor 1 and thyristor 2 is working. When thyristor 3 and 4 the switching, thyristor 3 and thyristor 4 turn on, voltage just come in the negative. Just come negative. Why? Why it is? Because when the will alter the current, inductor oppose, and inductor drops the voltage like this. That's why that voltage drop is higher than the source voltage, because the current is varied twice. So the voltage drop across the inductor is L di by dt, and that di is twice of I. So that is L into twice of I by dt. So this is the twice of I, not the I. So normally L di by dt is equal to the source voltage. So this L 2I by dt is the twice of the source voltage. So it's the twice, so it becomes the twice variation. Twice the variation. So just becomes the minus. If the one's variation, then it becomes 0. If both are equal, voltage drop over the voltage of the source and inductance drop if they are equal, then voltage becomes 0. But the inductor's voltage twice of that. So definitely it becomes minus. And then slowly it is firstly 0. The inductor voltage drop is 0. And then it is the source voltage directly appears across the load. Then just alter the current from negative to positive. Then also the variation in the current is twice. Then the same the voltage drop takes place across the inductor. Then it is like this. Then it is like this. So we can say here the cycle in the output voltage is started from here, and this is the one cycle of the output voltage. This is the time period of a cycle, output voltage cycle. But here this is the one cycle of the input. This is the cycle of the output. This is the cycle of input. So this is the one cycle. This is the other one of the cycle. So in the one cycle, this we can say wow, that this is equal to twice of the input. So 1 upon the frequency, 1 of the output frequency is 2 of input frequency input. So the input frequency is twice of the output frequency. So this is the frequency of voltage. Input voltage variation, or the frequency of input voltage variation, frequency of input voltage variation is twice of output variation. Variation in the output and variation in the input. If we relate these two, the frequency of the variation in the input, which is twice as compared to the output. So this is about the simple current source inverter. This is about simplest current source inverter. So here 2-3 things you have to note it down. 2-3 चीजें जो तुम्हें स्पेशली नोटेड डाउन करने की जरूरत है. वोल्टेज सोर्स इन्वर्टर में जो भी सर्किट डायग्राम बनता है, वोल्टेज सोर्स इन्वर्टर में जो भी सर्किट डायग्राम बनता है, उसमें हर एक थैरिस्टर के क्रॉस एंटी पैरेलल में डायोड लगाना पड़ता है. तो ये एक सर्किट डायग्राम बनता है वोल्टेज सोर्स इन्वर्टर. यहां लोड लगेगा, यहां सोर्स लगेगा, ये वोल्टेज सोर्स इन्वर्टर. यहां पे ये कहीं भी एंटी पैरेलल डायोड, यहां एंटी पैरेलल डायोड लगाने की जरूरत नहीं होती. नहीं, नो एंटी पैरेलल डायोड्स आर रिक्वायर्ड. फर्स्ट थिंग. सेकेंड थिंग, यू हैव टू नोट इट डाउन. वोल्टेज सोर्स इन्वर्टर में रिवर्स में वोल्टेज ब्लॉक नहीं करना होता, अलाउ करना होता. रिवर्स में करंट आता है तो उसको अलाउ करना होता है, ब्लॉक नहीं करना होता. रिवर्स वोल्टेज आता ही नहीं है, इसलिए कोई भी स्विच ऐसा यूज नहीं करते हैं. किसमें? वोल्टेज सोर्स इन्वर्टर में. वोल्टेज सोर्स इन्वर्टर में कोई भी स्विच ऐसा यूज नहीं करते जिसकी रिवर्स ब्लॉकिंग कैपेबिलिटी होती है. तो अपन यहां पे एसिमेट्रिक एससीआर यूज करते हैं, आरसीटी यूज करते हैं जिसकी रिवर्स वोल्टेज ब्लॉकिंग कैपेबिलिटी होती ही नहीं. जीटीओ यूज करते हैं जिसकी बहुत कम होती है. लेकिन यहाँ इसमें करंट सोर्स इन्वर्टर में वो सारे स्विचेज यूज करने पड़ेंगे जिनकी रिवर्स वोल्टेज ब्लॉकिंग कैपेबिलिटी काफी ज्यादा होती है. ओके, तो इन करंट सोर्स इन्वर्टर रिवर्स वोल्टेज ब्लॉकिंग कैपेबिलिटीज आर रिक्वायर्ड. So we cannot use transistors, IGBTs, asymmetric SCR, RCT, GTO, like these switches. Okay. Third, so we are not using the anti-parallel diodes, not using the conventional inverter type of switches. Third, not reverse, the here required the reverse blocking capability. Fourth, to mark the best one, the current source heavy inductance is required. That inductance would be very, very large compared to the load inductance. Will take care of the load. If the load is having the inductance, then the source inductance would be more than that. 10 times, 20 times, even more than 10 times of the load inductance. At least 10 times of the load inductance. Okay, so these are the things where the current source inverters are generally used. The speed control of AC motors, speed control of AC motors, induction motors, induction heating. You know, in induction heating very high current is required. Alteration of the current is also required. So induction heating. Here reactive power flow is not required. So reactive power compensation is required wherever if the circuit having high reactive power compensation is requirement. So this circuit can be used. So where high reactive compensations are required, these circuits can be used. Current source inverter circuits, because they can provide whatever the current and they can block in the reverse. Synchronous motor starting. Synchronous motor starting. So these are the basic use of current source inverter circuits. Now we'll study the next current source inverter, that is generally known as or generally used, which is known as capacitor commutated current source inverter. Capacitor commutated current source inverter. Yeah, here the load inductance, load is not having heavy inductance. It means load is normally capacitive. Load inductance should be very, very less. So to do so, connect the capacitor in the load. So whatever the load inductance is also compensated. So circuit behave as a load capacitive, or even capacitor having the higher energy. The energy storing capability is equal to half of the cycle of the load energy, that kind of the commutation. So it is known as load commutated current source inverter, or it is also known as capacitor commutated current source inverter. It is the capacitor commutated current source inverter with R load. Load is normally R, or it may be the RL, but the L should be very, very less. So R is not appearing in the load, not appearing. So normally load is considered as a R load. Okay. how it's work. What in the circuit? You know that a voltage source with a series heavy inductor is considered as a current source. So I am taking a current source. No, any practical current source is the voltage source with heavy inductor in series. But here that the combination is on a current source. So this is a current source. And this is a circuit arrangement of current source inverter. Circuit arrangement of current source inverter. Capacitor and a resistor. Okay. Capacitor and a resistor. This is known as capacitor for commutation, and this is a load resistance. Here it is known as load. Clear? So this is the thyristor 1, this is the thyristor 2, not 2. This is the thyristor 2, this is the thyristor 3, and this is the thyristor 4. The sequencing as per their operation, the switching. Okay, how it's work? Initially, there is a current. When this switch is on, so the current is flowing through this. It's come and like this through thyristor 1 and 2. So it will charge the capacitor and through the load resistance also. Okay, charge the capacitor. So the capacitor voltage is slightly going to increase. Capacitor voltage is slightly going to increase. And whatever the voltage across the capacitor, it is also known as load voltage, because they are connected in parallel with the load. So what the capacitor voltage is, they are known as load voltage. Okay. Initially, capacitor takes more current, and this resistance takes lesser current. So I'll draw the waveform diagram, what current they will take and how current flow will take possible. So I'll draw the current of a capacitor, you know that. This is the capacitor current. So the capacitor takes this amount of the current in the positive half of the cycle. End of the cycle, this is the current. End of the cycle, this is the current. This is the end of the positive half cycle. Okay. Capacitor voltage slowly increases. So the initially it was, before any of the positive half cycle, there was the negative half cycle. This is the positive half cycle, so before that it was the negative half cycle, so the current was from this side. So the voltage, initially the voltage was like this. Now the capacitor gets charges, so the voltage becomes opposite. So initially the voltage was negative. And slowly in this half of the cycle, this voltage becomes negative to positive. This voltage across the load, this voltage known as voltage of the load, or it is also known as voltage of a capacitor. Both are the equal. Both are the same. It may be considered as the load voltage, it may be considered as a capacitor voltage. No difference. No any difference. Clear? If you are taking the input voltage, we are considering the input voltage, definitely the input voltage also I there is an inductor, so the input voltage also increasing like this. Input voltage also increasing like this. Now we alter, we'll switch off the thyristor 1 and 2. This resistor switch off. And switch on 3 and 4. So there is a flow of current like this. Like this. This is the direction of current. And due to this direction of current, capacitor is reversely charged. Initially it was like this, and now the current, so it draws the heavy amount of the current. It draws the heavy amount of the current. So whatever the current is coming from here, the source current, it is coming from here, the source current, this capacitor takes the most of the current. And the current is flow in a load also in the same direction. So like this. So we can say there is a change in the direction of the current which is flowing through the capacitor. And from the positivity it becomes negative. And that is higher one. In the negative half of the cycle, it becomes like this. This is the end of the negative half cycle. There is some amount of the capacitor current and it is like this. It is like this. Like this. Definitely it is like this. Then output voltage, slowly and slowly. The voltage variation slowly and slowly, smoothly, and at the end of the cycle, this becomes the negative. This is the output voltage. This is the input side voltage. You know, well, alter the current. When we alter the current, the input voltage, you know, there is a heavy inductance in the input side that opposes the alteration of the current, and due to that opposition, it get reverse the voltage, and this becomes the positive one. So this is the way. This is the way. Definitely, this is the cycle of the input voltage variation or fluctuation or alteration. Twice the output voltage. This is the output voltage one cycle. Here the two cycles. We'll complete the two cycles. Then next positive half of the cycle, when 1 and 2, here the thyristor 1 and 2 on, here the thyristor 3 and 4 on, here the thyristor 1 and 2 on. So when the 1 and 2 on, let's go for the positive current, and the end of the cycle, it becomes the value. And here the voltage slowly and slowly becomes positive one, and this the input voltage sharply decrease, sharply becomes the opposite in the nature, and then slowly and slowly becomes positive further. Because there is no any alteration, there is no any change in the direction of the input current, only the change in the direction of input voltage, like this. And at the end, the negative half of the cycle of the second, like this. This is. So they say the output voltage, output current, capacitor current, capacitor current. And the things are get vary like this. This is kind of the variation in the input and output voltage and currents of current source inverters. For further studies of the current source inverter, you can take some books, they are available, like MD Singh, like Rashid. So in these books the derivations of the current source inverter, the analysis of the waveforms are given. So definitely we will go through. I explain the phenomena, the behavior, and why twice the fluctuation in the input voltage, the variation in the voltage, the variation in the current, how it take place, all the things I have explained in a very simplest manner. मैंने बहुत ही सिंपल तरीके से इन चीजों को आपके सामने रखा है. डेफिनेटली आपको ये बहुत समझ में आया होगा, पसंद आया होगा, आपको सीधा दिमाग में स्ट्राइक किया होगा, दिमाग में समझ में आया होगा कि करंट सोर्स इन्वर्टर कैसे काम करता है, कैसे बिहेव करता है, कैसे रिएक्ट करता है, और कैसे आउटपुट वोल्टेज की साइकिल आती है, इनपुट वोल्टेज की फ्लक्चुएशन की साइकिल आती है, और ये करंट की साइकिल आती है. ये आपने बहुत बेहतरीन तरीके से इस लेक्चर में अंडरस्टैंड किया होगा, समझा होगा. डेफिनेटली यू विल एंजॉय लॉट विद मी. आपने मेरे साथ बहुत आनंद लिया होगा इस लेक्चर का. मेरे सारे लेक्चर भी है, आप बहुत आनंद लेते हैं. मेरे सारे लेक्चर अवेलेबल है पावर इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स पे, सर्किट एनालिसिस पे, मशीन्स पे, कंट्रोल सिस्टम पे, पावर सिस्टम पे, और भी सब्जेक्टों पे मैं आपको लेक्चर अभी जो है जल्दी ही डिलीवर करने वाला हूं. मेरा 22 साल का एक्सपीरियंस है इलेक्ट्रिकल इंजीनियरिंग के बच्चों को, उनके टीचर्स को और एक्सपर्ट्स को पढ़ाने का, सिखाने का, अलग अलग उनके ग्रोथ के लिए, अलग अलग उनकी इंटरव्यूज के लिए, अलग अलग उनकी प्रैक्टिकल प्रॉब्लम्स को सोल्व करने के लिए. ये मैंने काफी दिनों तक इलेक्ट्रिकल इंजीनियरिंग को जिया है बेस से. तो डेफिनेटली आपको मेरे इस तजुर्बे का बहुत फायदा होने वाला है यदि आप मेरे लेक्चर्स को एक एक करके ढंग से लर्न करने की कोशिश करो, एक एक के थ्रू हो जाओ, तो आपको समझ में आना स्टार्ट हो जाएगा कि इलेक्ट्रिकल इंजीनियरिंग बेस में होती क्या है, इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स इंजीनियरिंग बेसिक से होती क्या है. Definitely enjoy with me. I have the lot of the experience. So I will deliver more over the lectures and problem solving classes. I also having the test series. You can appear in the R test series, that is E-test series, and try to simplify the questions. Whatever the problem you are facing, you can comment me, you can tag me. Definitely I will provide the solution. Otherwise I will take these problems in my problem solving classes. So you will get benefited from these problem solving classes also. So learn the things with me and share my the videos. And if you are not subscribed, then subscribe it. So it will be helpful for you for future, and coming videos will available easily to you. Thank you. Thanks a lot. You'll enjoy a lot. Thanks you.